Okay, so now that you've loaded your show file and opened Snapshot 1, now we need to configure the board a little bit so that we can transfer our files easily between your laptop and using 3D Augment versus using the lights in the Light Lab. So 3D Augment has two levels of patch. One controls the visualizer and you can't edit it. I have already defined that and locked that. So you won't be able to edit that. And the other patch is actually the dimmers and the addresses that we use in the Light Lab. And by aligning those two, then what you do in the virtual world in 3D Augment will match what you do in the Light Lab. So right now, with nothing patched, I can go ahead and control lights in the visualizer. I can say 1 full enter, and in the visualizer light 1 will come on. However, nothing will happen in the Light Lab because we haven't given it its address, right, or its dimmer assignment. Now in your previous assignment, you were given a channel hookup and a light plot and asked to translate missing information or to fill in the missing information on your channel hookup. In this assignment, what we're going to do is we're going to actually patch the channels for the Light Lab, right? So we will take dimmer or address 22 and assign it to channel 1, and dimmer 20 and assign it to channel 3, and 2 to 4, right? And so on right down the list. So to do that in the software, I'm just going to do a sneak enter to get rid of that. What we're going to want to do is open a patch tab. Now we could open a patch tab in this layout, but it'll be incredibly difficult to see. So what I want to do is go to the second monitor configuration in the upper left hand corner and just click on it. And now it's asking me if I want to add a tab. And I do want to add a tab. Let's go ahead and click the plus sign, and this gives me a list of all the different kinds of display tabs that I could add to this screen. And the one I want is patch, and they are organized alphabetically, and when I come down I see that I have a patch tab, right? So if I click on the patch tab, I am now in the patch screen, which you'll note is a blind tab. Patch, it works in the background and will always be in blind, and blind is denoted with this blind text up in this corner, a blue header bar, blue text around the text for the tab, and a blue outline around the tab. So we're in blind mode. At this point, I can just start to patch, right? And the patch command is really easy. I'm going to select channel 1, and I want to place it at address. Address and dimmer are essentially the same thing as far as the light board is concerned, right? Address 22, and you'll see that this information shows up on our command line. To finish this, I will say enter. Now 2 at 45, enter, patches address 45 into channel 2. Next we'll say 3 at 2, enter, and I'm not sure if these are the real numbers or not. You'll have to reference your paperwork to make sure that the numbers that you're typing in are correct. And let's say 4 at 4, enter, right? So we've assigned channels to addresses. Now let's go back and look at our home screen, right, which we can access by clicking this this monitor 1 up here, right, the monitor number 1, and now you'll see that I'm still in blind. To get out of blind, just click the live tab, and now we're back, right? Now up here I now see, I just did a little scroll wheel, right, to scroll up. This is now displaying patched channels, right? So these are the channels that are in, and now when I go to the Light Lab and turn on channel 1, light number 1, the one that's described as number 1, will actually work in real life as well as in our visualizer. So we can move these files back and forth. There'll be a little bit more on Patch in the next video.